Welcome in. Welcome in, and hopefully you're having a great Friday. I'm excited to be here. We got an action-packed hour of betting. A lot happening as usual. We're still in one of the best times of the sports betting season as we're ending towards February. I'd love to hear from you guys how February's been going for you. Been profitable, not profitable, been a killer month, either way. Been a solid month for me. Been a profitable month, no doubt about that. So I still haven't cooked up my PrizePicks slip yet for my Flex Friday, so we're going to do that right now. Look at underdog, look at parlay play, dabble, DraftKings pick six. Obviously, we had a ton of action yesterday for the NHL and NBA. Not as much today for either leagues, but still have a decent amount going on. A little bit of college basketball, big time matchup in the Big Ten for college hoops. So we're going to take a look at some college hoops plays as well. So let's just kind of get into it. But appreciate you hanging out and tuning in with me as we're going to go through some of my favorite ways that I love to sports bet. Talk about my favorite strategies, give out some plays so that you can tail along, and try to get some winners for you. Hopefully you guys have been following me on X the last couple of days. Our anytime NHL goal scorers, the last two picks, shout out to Tage Thompson and Morgan Geeky. If you've been following along those two picks, guys, you should have made some decent amount of money. We gave out a pick earlier for Kyle Connor. Also, Tage Thompson's wasn't bad at the time. So hopefully Kyle Connor of the Jets can pot one tonight against the Ducks. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with PrizePicks. Looking over here at our Flex Friday, I'm going to just refresh this, looking at what FanDuel has us showing. OG. All right, we're going to start with some OG. Again, I'm going to be cooking up either a 5 or 6 pick entry here, guys, just depending on what we got going on. OG over on his points and rebounds. But I hope you're having a strong Friday. Hopefully work wasn't too tough for you and you're ready to kind of settle into the weekend. Settle in with, should be another action-packed Saturday tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, going over different plays. We got SGA back in the lineup tonight for the Thunder, so we're going to take the under on Wiggins. Dorfev, okay, yeah, we can do that. Because we're rocking a 5 or 6 pick slip, we're getting this at like minus 119 odds. So I'm good with all that. We're definitely going to look at some NHL goal scorers a little bit later in the stream. So we're going to take the over here. Miles Turner, who I hate to bet on with a passion. We're going to take the over on his points. And then we're going to take a look to see if, right now we have 4 picks. I want to see if Pinnacle has any higher EV edge plays. One result for Pinnacle, and it's Lundell at less than 1%. No, thank you. So we're going to stick to FanDuel. We're going to stick to FanDuel. I'm even going to add that Dorfev play. That's fine. Mobley over on his PRA. And I'm going to kind of cut it off right there for sure. Mobley, what is that? Over 25.5 PRA. Whoever tailed, guys, hopefully you guys tailed that parlay play slip yesterday. We cashed on that as well as a 2-pick slip. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey for going berserk on hitting his threes. Flex Friday, 40% boost. I can only play $5 on these slips, but I will share the link with you guys here momentarily. Really solid boost for a 40%. We love that. And let's copy the link there. Man, chat's popping. Trent, what's going on, man? Good month for Trent. About 20% ROI. That's fantastic, Trent. Love to hear that, man. There's the link there, guys, of the PrizePicks 5-pick entry. I would have added 6. I just don't really like the options for the 6th pick. Wilbo, evening to you. Irish, what's up? Rick, what's going on, man? 49ers Faithful, how are you? Yeah, we got the FanDuel happy hour, no doubt about that. We'll see if, we get screwed out again like we did last Friday. Wilbo says, swingy February, mostly small winning days, cancel only by a few bigger losing ones. More tolerable than January, that's for sure, though. That's good to hear, Wilbo. I mean, at least it's tolerable. But, obviously, it's tough when, you have a lot of consistent winning days and then a couple big, chunky losing days happen. It's kind of what happened to me the last 2 days. 2 days ago, I had a nice big winning day and then basically gave it all back yesterday. Even though we got off to a really good start yesterday with some pregame and live betting for college basketball. College basketball has been going much better for me this year compared to last year. Night and day college hoops. Really regained my confidence for betting on college basketball. And overall, guys, I know I've talked about how I've retired from betting on FanDuel for NBA player props. Player props in general for pregame, I've just kind of really chilled. Really chilled on everything altogether. Let's take a look at underdog right now. Honestly, if you had to tell me one DFS book that I could start betting with for the rest of my life, because of the payout shifts, it would definitely be underdog. We have anything for Pinnacle? 6 results. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So Lundell looks a little bit better here, obviously, on a 6-pick entry. All right, or on 2-pick entry, excuse me. So let's go over there. The under on his points. Okay, Panthers and the Sabres taking an action tonight. Kalani's about 1.35% edge. Let's look at FanDuel. We got to have something a little better than that. Yeah, Brandon Williams. That looks good. Brandon Williams, 4.5%. Like that. So we're going to rock a 2-pick slip here. Rebounds and assists. A market that only FanDuel offers. And I will share this link with you guys here momentarily. All right, there's the 2-pick entry on Underdog. So use the link. Go, 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 go. Sometimes Underdog bumps quickly. And definitely like that Brandon Williams play. That's really nice. I'm not like super excited to make any other slips on Underdog right now just because they're not great. They're under 2%. Like I'm not going to force it. It's I'm all right with what we have with those two. Kind of go from there. Let's take a look at Better and see what we got. So on an Action Pack Friday, guys, we're definitely going to jump into it with the Sharp Money tool. We're going to look at Better. We're going to look at FanDuel Happy Hour. I'm sure Onyx has something going on. OG, Cam Spencer, Kaysen Wallace, Spencer again. All right, what kind of discounts? I haven't even looked today. What do we have going on with Better? Apologies about the morning stream, guys. Just wasn't feeling great. Definitely feeling better now. No pun intended on the Better. We got a Jaylen Brown and Joker discount. Let's go with Jaylen's first. Definitely feeling better, though, and obviously good enough to stream. Don't really like missing streams. I know it's a little inconsistent with myself at times this week. So for those of you, the OGs, DGens, appreciate always, kind of swinging with me with the ebbs and flows. But definitely glad that we can get something in tonight. Over on OG, we'll go back to him. And then I'll go with Cam Spencer again on his player points. And the over 9.5. All right, this is going to be a 3-pick entry. It's a discounted play on Jaylen Brown. I play these every day. Every day. Perfect entry. $10 pays out $60 total. It's really, really good. So let me take a screenshot of this. I'll share this link, and then we'll go ahead and cook up the next discount with Joker. Because there's some decent options here. Anything that's above 2.5% edge, guys, I'm interested in, right? So that's why I'm not like jumping at the bit to go make another slip on Underdog. But with Better, I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And if you guys are new to the stream, obviously, first and foremost, welcome in. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Appreciate you taking some of your time to spend it with me today. And really the goal here is just to try to provide you as much free information on strategies, on sports books, on what I like to utilize, so that you can take all these tips, take the best of what you like, and then add it to your own strategy. Please, if you're an OG or DGen, be active in the chat. Talk to others. Talk shop. What's working for you? What's not working for you? Use these other people in here as resources. There are some wonderful people in this chat that are definitely willing to share some strategies with you if you're willing to share something as well. A little give, little take. And I kind of don't mention that enough really on these streams. But do not be afraid to really engage with the people here in the chat. There's guys in here that have been sharp sports betting for well over a year. And they can tell you stuff that's been working or not working for them. That link to that Better slip is there, guys. So check that out. No doubt, Wilbo. SEC, any good Robinhood plays available? SEC. So Robinhood really, I forget, I think they use Kalshi. I know Coinbase is with Kalshi. I'll say this from the jump SEC. I've never seen Robinhood's logo pop up in the last 2 months that I've been using OddsJam. But I know, let me look online. I know that like Robinhood, spelling's bad, but who do they partner with? Yeah, they partner with Kalshi, or competes with Kalshi. Can't remember. They're not. I know they're not originating their own lines. That's what I know that for sure. Don't feel like reading through all that. All I can say is I know that they're not doing that on their own. So I mean, we'll take a look, but I can definitely say that anytime that I've been betting or scrolling around, I have not seen anything that's popped up yet. So I appreciate you asking, and we'll definitely take a look, but I'm not super bullish on finding anything. Dayron Sharp on his points, okay. I want to try to take advantage of that Joker discount as well, because we just did the Jaylen Brown discount. Really on better a lot of the times, guys, like there's some good options. I just kind of forget about it. I just normally just play the discounts like all day long. So take the Joker discount, take this with Sharp over on his points, and then let's go over to FanDuel. Go back here, and what else do we have? What else is high? We just did Cam Spencer on points. That looks really good now. We could do his points and assists as well, which I'm cool with that. So it's a slightly different market. Same player, but slightly different. Points and assists. Bingo. All right, there we go. All right, now I'll share this link with you guys as well. And for those of you that are new, you know, with all this DFS betting, whether it's parlay, whether it's dabble, whether it's pick six, it's all parlay based. And with parlays, you're going to run into some crazy variance. That's just kind of how it goes, right? Because you need minimum 3 picks to hit. And there are definitely times with better that their discounted picks don't even hit. Here comes that link right now for better. There's that second slip with Joker. Okay. To quickly just show what SEC was asking about. Well, maybe that's why I haven't looked at it, because I got excluded right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Apologies, SEC. Maybe there's a reason why I haven't seen it yet. All right, just out of curiosity, we have 6 results. I don't have any parameters set up. I just have 6 results right now. Well, that's a pretty ridiculous price on the Knicks at plus 137,000 odds almost. Some more realistic plays. I would say, I mean, if this is real, then this is a mistake, and you could go pounce on this. Never really seen. This is the first time I've ever seen the EV edge that ridiculous. Never seen that before. Harvard at minus 743 odds. You could go get that. That's about a 2.5% edge. Super juicy. It's women's basketball. Women's basketball, Harvard, minus 743. The rest of these are pretty low. But for SEC, you know, if you guys want to know why I'm stopping the stream and looking, if you're an OG or DGen and you request, then it's kind of one of the perks of being an OG and DGen is that, you know, you can go to my YouTube homepage under memberships, guys. There's some different plans there for $1.99 a month or $4.99 a month. You can get access to the chat here. And then obviously, you know, if you make a request, I'll stop the stream and do it right there for you. So not sure. The options are like meh. These are men. This is men's basketball in Utah State. Harvard's women's basketball. But there you go, SEC. That's it. There's no odds, no date range, no nothing. These are basically all the plays that are kind of out there right now. This Daniil Medvedev play, not bad. Not bad at all, even though it's pretty juicy. So there we go. All right, back to DFS. What we're going to do is look at dabble. We're going to look at parlay play, and we're going to look at DraftKings pick 6. Where's my DFS? It's literally staring at me right there. All right, so we don't want any better. We don't want any prize picks, and I don't want any underdog. And then let me make sure I got DraftKings. Yep. Cool. Parlay play. Yep. And then dabble. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so just parlay play DVing into Pinnacle. And again, I do have a boost on over here on parlay play. So I would be willing to play at least this Quetta play because I know we have we got a boost coming up over here, which I really like. So what the over on is, not points, over on is rebounds. Over 7.5. And then let's take a look at FanDuel. What do they got? 7 results. All dabble. These are all dabble plays. So for parlay play, not great. Now, Cam Spencer, if you followed the better slip, you know, and you don't want to go back to the well with dabble again, I can understand that. Remember, you know, if you already made the better slip, then you're really just adding more risk onto your current position because there's no discounts on dabble. So you have a better chance of hitting the better slip if you have the option, right? Depending on where you live. Now, if you don't, then that's fine. But really, down here with this Joker and OG play, like I don't really like it, don't love it. I know we just added the OG play, but that was on a 5-pick slip on PrizePicks, excuse me, which is a little different. Here, I'm not excited because you can only add Cam Spencer one time, and it's not great. These are all very low edge plays, so I don't have much for dabble. Now, I do have the Sharp Money tool pulled up. If you're waiting for DraftKings Pick 6, so far on DVigging to FanDuel and Pinnacle, there's no DraftKings Pick 6 plays out there. And it's been kind of a trending theme with Pick 6. Like, we haven't been seeing the value there. So if I come over to the sharp money tool, I'm not overly enthused with any of these plays based on the amount of liquidity that's being posted for these player props. $500 is peanuts. $225 on these plays is all peanuts. So in terms of a dabble entry or a DraftKings Pick 6 entry, I'm not really looking to create one, guys. I'm not looking to force a slip for sure. Let me catch up with the chat. Saints fan, Billy was home at Mardi Gras earlier this month and missed the streams. Do you have a Kalshi segment now that it's a new thing? I don't, Saints fan. It's a great question. I don't have a Kalshi segment. On the EV tool, we definitely pull up plays, and if Kalshi's logo pops up, then we talk about it. Polymarket pops up a lot more, even though it's not available in the US right now. But I do use the big liquidity on Polymarket as sometimes a bet the opposite. We did this like a couple days ago that worked out really well. Hopefully you enjoyed Mardi Gras, man. Wolva said, I wouldn't put it past us losing a bet on a plus. Yeah, no doubt. The way it's been going like the last 2 months. Patrick, what's up, Billy? Don't forget about me with the totals. Oh, Patrick, yeah, man. So listen, I have no problem checking it out. I don't, I don't remember because you've asked for different sports books in the past. So I apologize, my friend. I don't always remember what sports books you want me to look at. So on every stream, if you could just let me know, hey, I know you've been looking at Fanatics recently, but if you could let me know, we're going to be getting. There's kind of a theme to this, Patrick. It's kind of always the same in terms of the beginning of the streams. We go to DFS, then we transition to the sharp money tool. And then we go to the plus EV tool. So we kind of that's kind of how all the stream is always kind of the same. Towards the end of the stream, we kind of look at anything and everything. So for your MGM Fanatics NBA totals, we are going to be looking at those markets for the NBA here in about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you want to look for certain stuff, just let me know. But I'll definitely make sure we take a look for you. So in general, guys, kind of putting a wrap on DFS. I don't really care for any of these plays. Any of them. Now, okay, Dennis Schroeder, I'm interested now. $1,300, that's a decent amount. So on Dabble, if you wanted to have Schroeder and a Cam Spencer play, okay, but to make a 3-pick slip, we need a little more. We need a little more over here. Okay, Evan Mobley, Cam Spencer, you could do Schroeder on threes. I'd rather do Schroeder's PRA and then take Mobley, take Schroeder, and maybe take Cam Spencer. So that could be something I could get interested in. So let's go over to Dabble. Follow me at Billy C on Dabble, guys, so that you can just copy the slips. And I'm just loading this up on my phone right now. And we're going to look at what? PRA for Mobley. Over 25.5. We're going to go the over PRA on Schroeder. Double check we want to get the over. Yes, we do. And then we're going to go with Cam Spencer again. Normally, I don't like to put him on more than 2 slips, which I've already done. Different categories. I'll go the over on his points right here. This is going to be a 3-pick slip. 6x payout. No insurance. Link is there, guys, so you can copy it over on Dabble. It's Billy C is the username. All caps. And let me take a little screenshot of that so I have that saved for myself. Okay, so we do have a Dabble slip. That's nice to see. Sharp Money Tool. Main markets, player props, sports books, select them all. It's a very basic setup. Yesterday, if you copied the money lines, Irish, I know you had the wrong end of the parlay. If you copied the money line plays for the NHL yesterday, 3 out of 4 of them hit, and 3 of them that hit were all plus odds. The Islanders, the Wild, and the Flames all won. Go back and watch yesterday's stream. Go back to the Sharp Money Tool. Just fast forward. You don't got to watch the whole stream. Fast forward until we get to the Sharp Money Tool. Take a look at all those NHL money line plays. They all cashed of those 3 plays. The Senators play didn't. 3 out of 4 is pretty good, especially when 3 of them are all plus odds. And take a look at specifically that liquidity amount so that you can start to kind of get, all we're trying to do is pick up on trends and patterns and what we're looking for. So that next time that you're using the Sharp Money Tool or you're watching the stream and you're looking at my screen, you can say, yeah, let's go hit those plays up, right? Illinois plus 1.5. This is the big matchup today against Michigan. Someone's got $28,000 and they want this play at minus 104. Right, I can go over to Bet Openly, which I've been loving Bet Openly on college basketball spreads. Another sports book you will never get limited on. And let me go to the open bets. Go to this Michigan game. Click on Illinois on the spread, and there's some great money over here, dude. Great money, right? I can come down here to this play, Illinois. I can bet this. There's almost $300 available. I'm not going to bet the max here, guys. I'm going to go in for 150. I'm going to bet Illinois plus 1.5 at minus 102. So I left about $149 out there. This is a sports book you'll never get limited on. Love, love, love Bet Openly. Don't love it as much as ProfitX or NoVig, but it's a great book. You'll never get limited. Can't stress that enough. And we're going to get paid out of minus 104, right? And so, I mean, that's a lot of money, guys. Pinnacle's taking $10K. Someone's posted $28,000. Not bad. Not bad. And they're posting Michigan at plus 104 at minus 1.5. Guess what? Michigan at minus 1.5, that's the best price. Nobody else is offering plus odds on Michigan. So this person clearly has something in the know. I love this play. So I'm in for a 150 spot. Illinois. Check it out. No doubt about that, 49ers faithful. The money line plays were awesome yesterday. We've noticed that NHL player block shots has been really good. This Rasmus Anderson play. Under 1.5 player shots on goal. I'm going to bet my $5 on Hard Rock and say thank you. Somebody's posted $7,000. And they're offering this, they want the under. So they're offering the over at minus 141 odds. Again, guys, this person is offering an insane price on the over 1.5. Pinnacle's at minus 175. Minus 178, minus 182. Like minus 141 looks really, really good. You can see NoVig is trying to hop in on this. So this person wants a fair price. They want plus 141, which isn't the best price, but it's up there, right? So if you got a Hard Rock or an MGM, even if you're limited to $5 to $10, I would go bet this. Love this. Yeah, I mean, my Islanders money line played. I mean, gotta love Hard Rock. Like, literally, I placed 2 bets yesterday on Hard Rock. The first 2 bets I placed yesterday on Hard Rock, and we get some cashes, right? The Islanders money line, I was able to get $38 down, $5 on Klingberg. Like, it's a limited account, guys. Still making a couple bucks here and there, scratching and clawing. So I'm gonna go to this Knights Capitals game and look for player props, player shots. Under 1.5 on Anderson. Try to bet, 25. They'll only let me bet $20. They really won't, though. They'll let me bet $5 or something like that. $3.45. Which will make me like $5 in profit. So there you go. There you go. Grinding the Hard Rock account away. If I could bet more, and if you're new to this stream, I'm going to sound like I'm a cocky asshole. But the truth is, if Hard Rock thought I was an idiot and I couldn't make money, do you really think they'd only let me bet $3.40 on a player prop? Probably not. So if you want to know if I make money sports betting, just look at Hard Rock. They won't let me bet anything because Hard Rock knows I'm not that dumb. Matt Zuccarello, Matt Bolding. Now again, if you can't get this at Hard Rock because maybe it's not worth your time and you don't want to bet $3, dude, I'd go get this at DraftKings at plus 140. You might be limited on your MGM account. Might not be bad to go grab this at DraftKings. This is 5 cents off the price. It's not that far off, right? Maybe there's some more, maybe you have a little further leeway with your DraftKings account. So again, this person's offering minus 143 on Matt Zuccarello, over on his shots on goal. You could see that you would love to get, if you love these overs, minus 143 is the best price. So you can go over to DraftKings and bet these as well. And we're talking Pinnacle's taking a $250 limit. Someone's posted $6,600 on this prop. I would say that this person has some confidence. So again, I'm going to go over to DraftKings. I'm not going to go crazy on this. Just because you see this crazy amount of liquidity, guys, doesn't mean you put 50 units on this play or you put 3/4 of your bankroll on this play. It just means maybe you put 1.5 units, 2 units max on this play. I'm going to probably just go in for a unit. We definitely got some boost over here on DraftKings now that I'm logging in. Nice to see that. Nice to see that. Let's go over here. And I'm going to hit this up on Zuccarello. And we're looking to bet the under. Got to come down to the bottom here because DraftKings is basically banking on you to not do that. Where's Zuccarello at? Bingo. Plus 140 odds. Maybe I just want to make $100, right? I can go down and maybe put down $55 here or something like that, but I'll just go in for $100. Bingo. Right? So there we go. We're in on Zuccarello. This person that posted this crazy liquidity wants it at plus 143. I get it at plus 140. I'm very happy with that. Not bad at all. Right? You can see this the same with Matt Boldy. Right? So let's look at what else we got. Pistons minus 7.5. Okay, I mean, Pinnacle's taking 20K on this one. Little different story here. Where you got 1,000, 3,000, 1,800. Not the same as like the player props. So I'll kind of pause on that. Okay, but Kirill Kaprizov, speaking of DraftKings, under 3.5 shots on goal. All right. This person wants it at minus 143. We can get this at minus 142 on DraftKings. Miami, Ohio, Western Michigan, Yale, and Cornell are underway for college basketball, so maybe we'll look at that a little bit later in the stream for some live betting opportunities. Before we jump into the EV tool, and Patrick, we're going to get to your plays, I don't want to forget about my arbitrage people. Don't forget about my arb people, right? There you go, SEC. Robinhood offered a similar price. Again, if you get it at minus 104 and you can get it at minus 105 or minus 106, that's not bad either. Don't mind that at all. We're looking at some different plays here. I don't know what my filters are set up currently at the moment. Let's look for today. And we're looking at main markets. Let's look at main markets and player props here. Let's look at all the sports books. What do we got? Okay. This would definitely be a great play for college basketball. ProfitX, SportsZeno. I understand if you guys don't have SportsZeno, if you're limited. I'm going to remove Jazz Sportsbooks, guys. Not a fan of Jazz Sportsbooks. Have not heard very good reviews on Jazz Sports. So I'm not a fan of them. But right here, this isn't a big ARB, okay? But Siena and Fairfield, FanDuel Bet365, this is an ARB. This is a game that starts in 33 minutes. You could bet thousands. You could probably bet $1,000 on this ARB, okay? And come away with, making about 15, 16 bucks. Now, I understand maybe you don't have that kind of money. But this is definitely a kind of play where you can bet a lot of money on. A ton of money on these plays when it comes to the main markets. It's a low ARB, but it's definitely one you can unload the clip on. For sure. And all these main market plays, you can kind of do so. With Illinois and Michigan, you got to be careful here because if Michigan wins by 2, this is a push. And there's only $30 you can bet on ProfitX. Did I tee up player props? I did. Oh, yeah, we only got the college basketball selected. Let's get through all of this. What do we got? So Isaiah Joe, right? You're going to see a lot of SportsZeno plays. And Bovada and MGM, right? You might be limited on MGM, okay? Anyone that has Pauling, I wouldn't maybe, the risky bets, be careful about these. Here we go. Beneke Senni, this is 3% ARB, Props Builder, and Sports, or the Score. This is a decent one. And what we love about the Score, guys, they're going to tell you your max wager size before you click submit. So maybe the Score will only let you wager $100, or maybe it's $50. But that's an easy $5 or $10, depending on how much you could bet on the Score. And if they let you bet more than this, then get that down. But this is a really good ARB, 3% return off your investment. Also, would love to hear from OGs and DGens. Has any of you guys tailed the? I know on Twitter I post some things. Have you guys been able to tail the Tage Thompson and who was it yesterday? It was Morgan Geeky. Are you guys able to tail those plays? I'm hoping you guys were able to be able to hit that because those are some nice hits. Plus 160, plus 200s, really, really, really good stuff. So arbitrage betting, guys, you're just day trading these books to make a profit. You're just trading, right? It's really arbitrage trading. You're just taking the pricing, taking advantage of price differences at different times, and you got to move quickly, right? And obviously, certain books are going to offer way more opportunities than others. So, we love these types of plays when the exchanges show this because the exchanges will never limit you. And the Bet Openlies, the ProfitXs, the NoVigs, the Kalshis, the Pauling Markets, the Betfairs, we love those because they'll never, ever limit you. So, when you're burning through Hard Rock and DraftKings, you're really burning through both accounts here. But when you find plays on NoVig, you're really just burning through your BetMGM account. All right, let's take a look at what do we got cooking over here. First up, we'll look at some NBA mainline markets. Going back to the message that Patrick messaged about NBA totals for the MGM and Bet Rivers and maybe FanDuel. And I'll do you a solid, Patrick. I'm just going to tee up all the main books here. We're just going to look just for mainline markets for the NBA. Now, I will mention to this, not just to Patrick, but to anyone else out there, this isn't normally the best time to bet in mainline markets unless you're using the sharp money tool. In my opinion, utilizing top-down sports, utilizing the top-down betting approach for mainline markets, not always the best approach unless I'm using the sharp money tool. So, if I'm quickly scrolling to find MGM, this is minus 300 odds. I don't have any odds set up here, but if you wanted to bet something juicy, bet the Bucks at plus 17.5 on the spread at minus 300. If you're limited on your MGM account, you'll still be able to get down a decent amount of money on these short odds plays. So check this play out here for sure. Right now, obviously we're looking at I don't have any odds set up here right now. Now, if you're feeling frisky, you could bet the Bucks at a bunch. You could ladder these plays on MGM. The only thing I'd be worried about here is if the Knicks beat them by like 23, you just lost all these bets. Speaking of Kalshi, there's only $26 available on the Knicks at plus 5.5. This is like minus 525 odds. You can go bet that. I'm not going to go grab it. If you want to go grab it on Kalshi, go ahead and do so. Okay. The Mavericks on MGM point spreads. So, and something else, Patrick, to kind of note here, it seems like as we get close to tip-off, MGM's showing a lot of value on some very heavy favorites for point spreads for the NBA, right? Ravens, yeah, we'll get to the UFC, man. No doubt about that. Appreciate you reminding me about that. We'll take a look for sure. So, I don't really see anything for Fanatics. And again, this isn't just point spreads. This is all mainline markets. I don't see really anything for Fanatics thus far. Here we go with Bet Rivers. The under on the Pistons and the Cavs. Again, it's minus 195 odds. So, the only thing that would really upset me betting minus 195 odds is if this game went to overtime, could be a lower chance that this game actually hits. Or if you guys saw the Sacramento Kings yesterday, they put up like a gajillion points. And there was another game yesterday where two teams combined to put up 75 points in the first quarter, which was insane. On the flip side, if you watched the Clippers and the Timberwolves yesterday, they put up 26 points in either, I think it was the second or third quarter. It was something stupid. We've had some extreme outliers by quarters yesterday. Really, really crazy. No problem, Ravens. Listen, man, that's what it's all about. You go above and beyond to support me. Definitely want to support you. So we got some totals here on this Pistons-Cavs game. If you're looking to bet some unders, they're pretty juicy. You want to bet on FanDuel, the Grizzlies at plus 13.5. Again, as I mentioned, you could bet these plays. The only thing that kind of really gets me upset is when, like, the Grizzlies lose by 20 and you bet a play that was minus 375. Because in your mind, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I bet this play before the game starts, in my mind, like, this should be a win, right? It's got almost an 80% chance to win. But when it loses, then you're really upset because you put up a lot of money for a small payout in profit. So that's the only thing. Pistons at minus 1,500 odds, plus 10.5. Kalshi, $93. You could bet that one. So there we go, guys. There we go. I might get into starting to bet maybe some more short odds. I might try to get into that maybe with player props. We'll see. But there we go. All right, let's get into the thing that makes pretty much probably everyone the most amount of money on these streams. And that is NHL anytime goal scorers. 6 results. Matty Tkachuk. I bet this earlier at plus 220 on Bet365. If you are on Circa, go bet this on Circa. It's almost a 5% EV edge play. Really good. Panthers, Sabres, Matty Tkachuk. Hey, Cal Connor, this actually went up. I got this at 170. It's now at 175. It's even better. Go bet that. Tage Thompson, we talked about how this was available at a couple of sports books. Well, guess what? It's only available at BetMGM right now because FanDuel moved to plus 140. So if you got MGM, go bet this. Outside of these 3 plays, everything below this, I'm not as excited to bet. And these bets, these 2 are auto bets, Connor and Tkachuk. Thompson, I'd probably bet it. It's pretty good. Not bad. Cutter Gauthier, Matt Boldy, okay, maybe. Kaprizov, not really. And I know you're going to say, well, Billy Kaprizov has a 40% chance. Like, why would you not bet him? Why would you bet Boldy and Gauthier that have 35%? Because the edge, the value that we're getting isn't nearly as good. So that's why. This is a significant drop with Kaprizov. Now, if you have a boost on MGM or FanDuel, by all means, hit that up, right? Check that out. Yeah, well, it's been crazy. The NBA definitely has those swings where these teams, they'll go out and they'll either score like 44 points in the first quarter, or they'll score like 70 points in the first quarter. But then like in the third quarter, they'll only score like, 39. And you're like, what the hell? Like, it's been crazy. Especially since the All-Star break. The first two games, because I love betting first quarters, the first two games back since the All-Star break, there was a lot of unders on first quarter totals that just... A lot of teams weren't scoring, probably coming back off the break. So for NHL goal scorers, guys, there's not much that I'm really going to bet here. I can't really rebet Cal Connor again. But, whoa, Sam Bennett. Oh, shit. That one just popped up. That's a really good play. I think I'm out of money on Bet365. Anything above plus 250 is really good. So this is really just Bet365. This is really good, though. That's incredible. That's a smash. But I'm out of money on Bet365, which sucks. So I can't bet this, which means he's going to score. Basically what that means. And unfortunately, 4CX, my exchange, doesn't offer goal scorers yet for the NHL. Okay. Let's take a look at the UFC. Before we jump and spend a lot of time with props for the NBA, let's look at some UFC plays. Again, tomorrow, guys, we're going to be on at 11 a.m. Eastern. So come check us out. Or check me out. Let's drop the 2% edge plays right now. What do we got? Again, I like to go to minus 200 plus 130. You can take this above if you want to. The score, under 4.5 rounds. Moreno. This looks really good. Really good. Ho-ho! Obviously, the score used to be ESPN Bet, which used to be Barstool. It's now the score. They've all gotten lumped in here. I would definitely bet this over there. It's really only a score play. Anything that's above plus 110 odds has value, which not really. Now, again, I don't, my score is very, very limited. So if I'm looking to get down some money on this play, I'm going to come over to the only exchange that I can use out. I mean, I can use Kalshi as well. But I'm going to go over here to 4CX. Okay, I would love to get this at plus 120. If I could offer like minus 120 odds, I would be very happy to get plus 120. So all I do is I come over here and I go, I want to create a new offer on this under 4.5. And I want this at plus 120 odds. And OddsJam would tell me to bet like $140. So I'm going to say, I want to risk 150. And I'm going to offer minus 120 on the over 4.5. And that's it, guys. I just went ahead and created an order on 4CX. Now, there isn't a guarantee that my order gets filled. But if it does get filled, I'm very happy. So I'm in at plus 120 odds on the under. And I can do this for all these UFC fights. So remember, I'm giving, the thing here is at least I'm giving myself a chance to maybe get my order filled. Now, obviously, streaming with almost 50 people on here, it could be a chance that no one takes the bait. But there's some good stuff there. Over 1.5 rounds on this Marshall Silva fight, minus 120. Bet 365. Yeah, for sure. Go bet this. The over 2.5. This is Hard Rock. Bally Bet 365. I would say go bet this on Bet Rivers if you have this account as well. All the soft books, guys, but this is a very good play. Honestly, Bookmaker might catch a little action from me there. Speaking of 4CX, I can go bet this right now on the over 1.5. Medina, Gandra, however you say this dude's name. I'm okay with this. $100 on the over 1.5. I don't care that there's, $3,200. I'm cool with it. Love this exchange. And it's really like the only option that I have out here in Arizona. But it's still very good. Okay, I'm in on that one. Caesars, once we get down here, guys, I'm again, these next three plays here, Perez, the over on 2.5, under 1.5, I'm interested. I'm not like as crazy about them, but still, if you're getting some kind of parlay, I don't know if Caesars is offering a UFC boost. If they are, I would love to hit this up. to throw the under here, throw the over here. We got any more Caesars plays? Not really. But we might be able to find something with this boost. Let me see if they're offering something on Caesars. Would love to take advantage of it. Because they do offer some promos. It's just like not always great. What do we got? No, of course not. They're offering soccer. They're offering basketball, hockey. Of course, they're not offering any UFC. So that kind of sucks. But again, I would be all right with maybe throwing a little parlay on this as well. If you want to straight bet these, you're going to have a good time. More conservative. You want to parlay these, you're going to run into a little bit more variance, right? One wins, one loses. You're going to be a sad puppy. So there we go. There's some UFC. Let's take a look at some college basketball, mainline markets. If you guys, I know I was quick yesterday with shouting out that play that was live in terms of the St. Bonaventure play, won that by the hook. Also, if you tailed the play on the over, there was a play I talked about the over yesterday in the SWAC. I think it was Grambling. That cashed as well. We hit the over on that one, so that was great. Let's go over here and look at some college basketball. Well, first look at spreads between Circa, Bookmaker, College Hoops for today. What do we got? Using the custom EV formula with the Platinum plan, guys. Again, I think we're running a free Platinum opportunities right now, but use code Billy35, 1 week free trial, and then a 35% off your first month after the trial ends. And when you talk to the people over at OGM, you talk to Randall, whoever you talk to, tell them Billy C said you can get Platinum 1 week for free. Check it out. It's awesome, because then you can use this. So Dayton plus 2.5. If you have no Vega Profit X, go bet this. Go bet Illinois plus 1.5. You know I did. You can get better odds, plus 102. I just bet them at minus 102. Manhattan plus 7.5. It's a lower edge. I got a lot of confidence in this Illinois play. Decent amount of confidence in Dayton. Less confidence in Manhattan. Why? Power 5 conference. Not quite a Power 5 conference. Definitely not a Power 5 conference. Right? The conferences have different liquidity on these sports books. It's going to, change a little bit in terms of what you're going after. Okay. So that's what we got going over here. But appreciate everyone tuning in. Hopefully you're able to tail some plays, hit some plays up, having a good time. God, just such a good time of the year. We are in full swing with spring training baseball. One thing that I haven't done, because this is it for point spreads, we're going to come over here, throw a little 1 across the board. Let's go 50%. 50%, and let's look at all mainline markets for college hoops. And what do we got? All right, need some agreement here. Ooh, Mount St. Mary's money line. I'm going to go on this on FanDuel right now, guys. Betting money lines for college basketball, especially underdogs, has been very fruitful for me. Recently, within the past couple of days, I did a massive deep dive on all of my basketball markets, college and pro, NHL and MLB markets, getting myself ready for Major League Baseball season. I threw my entire spreadsheet into ChatGPT, and I spent a couple hours asking a bunch of questions, which is obviously going to make for some content really good down the road as well. Money lines on college basketball, no doubt about it. I was very profitable. Did very well on FanDuel, especially when it came to looking at this specific range right here. Where'd that play go? Mount St. Mary's. So I'm going to log into FanDuel right now. I'm definitely not betting $10 on this market. I think FanDuel cut me down on some limits again because I'm not able to bet to win $100 on certain markets. But this is Mount St. Mary's and Sacred Heart. I know these are two smaller schools. But love this play. Plus 136. How much will they let me wager? $588. Dude, that's incredible. I'm going to go $200. So I'm in for $200 on Mount St. Mary's plus 136 odds. You're going to go to me and say, Billy, why would you bet so much on like a really low edge play? Well, number one, we have 4 different sports books that are in agreement that there is an edge here. That's a really big deal. So I love it. Love that. Mount St. Mary's plus odds. So, looking at my betting history over the last 4 years, looking at college basketball money lines within this odds range, I've had an 18% ROI going after FanDuel. That's why I also have a lot of confidence in this play as well. Because I track my bets, been tracking them for so long. Again, if you've been using OddsJam's Bet Tracker for 6 months, a year, you have so much gold in that historical data. Spend some time, take a look at it. You're going to find edges and angles where you want to attack certain sports books. You couldn't pay me to bet NBA player props on FanDuel. If it's moneyline plays for college hoops pregame on FanDuel, yes, sir, all day long. Irish, yes, I apologize, man. I know you asked about that. I'll make sure we get that there for you. Just give me a second, but we'll definitely get to the happy hour boosts. We got about 43 minutes left until they expire, guys, so make sure over on FanDuel you claim the boost. And what I'll do right now is just off to the side while you guys are kind of looking at these plays, I will just go ahead and fire off some of my favorite boosts that I really, really enjoy. I think there's like 3 of them tonight. We're getting 3 possibly. All right, first up, I'll share this link with you guys. We're going AJ Green, first basket for the happy hour boosts. So that's a plus 1,400 that turns into plus 1820. If he hits a basket, we're looking at crazy good time. What else do we got here? We're going to do one that's a little different. This one's going to be a little different, but I was hoping to find something, but I don't see that there. Never mind. I was going to go with something specific to SGA because he's back, but don't necessarily see that. Who do I like here? Let's go. So again, we're going to go a little deeper in the weeds here on this one. All right, this one, guys, is a kind of a crazy one, but if you want to have some fun, this is going to be in the Pistons game. This is going to be Duncan Robinson. First basket is a 3-pointer. $10 pays us out $225 in profit. If Duncan Robinson's taking a shot in this game, guys, most likely it's a 3-pointer. So, just knowing certain players and certain profiles, I highly doubt that Duncan Robinson's going to get, if he scores the first basket, he's going to score a layup. So again, these are just long shot plays that I love to just throw something crazy on. And then let's do, because I'm just kind of feeling it, just like have a little fun with these. And then the method of first basket here, we're also going to go with a, where's he at? Same thing. We're going to go with this one as well. We're going to go with Sam Hauser for the Celtics first basket, but it's going to be a 3-pointer as well. So we want Sam Hauser to hit a 3. These are all super long shot plays. So we got 3 different boosts. That's how we use the happy hour boost. Check those out. If we hit on one of them, we're making awesome, awesome money. All right. Fairfield, money line. Ooh, okay. That left on FanDuel. I really wanted that play on FanDuel. What else do we got here? Michigan, obviously. Now here we go. Here's one on Akron and Kent State. But Michigan, guys, you could bet this on over on FanDuel. There is definitely an edge here. There is a world, I guess. What did I take Illinois at? I took them at plus 1.5. There's definitely a world where I could, Michigan wins by 1, and we cash the spread and we cash Michigan. Just because I'm on my position with Illinois, I'm probably not going to bet this right here because it's not an ARB or it's not a real middle opportunity, right? And again, that middle opportunity is like super small. I need Michigan to win by 1 point. Akron and Kent State, this is where things get a little different for me, okay? There's $4,800 on Kalshi. Pinnacle's taking $1,500, so this is well above what Pinnacle's taking. And if I go over to Bookmaker, I just want to see what Bookmaker's taking. Because I don't know what Circa's limits are on this, because unfortunately, that's kind of disappeared recently. No problem, 49ers faithful. Yeah, and guys, again, with these plays, first off, they're massive long shots, but automatically, if I'm thinking that like I want to bet Duncan Robinson or Sam Hauser on a first basket, I'm going to take my chances that it's going to be they shoot, like all they do is shoot threes. So that's where I'm kind of taking my chances are is like, well, why don't we just get something really specific, right? We might be able to get paid out a little bit more by taking that specific basket type. You know, I'll live with Duncan Robinson getting fouled, missing the three, and shooting free throws. Like, I'll live with that. If that's how the first basket happens, I'll die on that hill. Yeah, bookmaker's only taking $1,000. So this is a specific play on Kalshi. I don't really like this. Now, you could say, hey, well, Billy, you know, wouldn't we want to maybe bet the over on this? Because there's a high position on the under. That means this person wants the over at plus 100 odds. That doesn't mean I automatically bet the over. If I could find another rec book that had plus 100 odds on the over, I'm interested. Otherwise, I'm just going to move on from this play. But, you know, this App State play, this is $25. Go bet this. Dartmouth, Pennsylvania, $11. Go bet that. Old Dominion, Georgia State, $200. Go bet that. I don't mind that. Don't mind those plays at all. All right, let's get into some player props. And then we're definitely going to kind of end the stream looking at, we'll look at some soccer plays for tomorrow or football. And then we'll look at also some live betting for college basketball. So for the NBA, we love to normally do a little blend here where I'll take FanDuel and I will take Pinnacle. And I'll go, we want a 100% match here between the two books. Looking at a minus 200 to plus 150 odds range. We need Pinnacle and FanDuel to agree on these plays. Let's see what we got. You're going to see a lot of soft books kind of pop up here when we come to player props. Dennis Schroeder on assists. Am I still logged into Hard Rock? Can I bet my $5, please? Okay, MGM. There's a very good agreement here between Pinnacle and FanDuel. So plus 130 odds, that looks incredible. If you can't get this at plus 130 odds, this is really at the time, this is only for MGM, unfortunately. I would not bet this at PropSpotter or SportsZeno. So that kind of sucks. Appreciate that, Irish. Yeah, man, we'll definitely get to that boost as well. Appreciate you letting me know about the Onyx boost. I definitely want to take a minute first to kind of go through some of these plays, and then we'll jump into that. But I appreciate you keeping me on my toes. You know, no vig here, guys. $86. I would bet this Tobias Harris play all day long. The sharp books aren't taking a lot of money on. You know, the FanDuel's going to take way more than $100 on this prop, so I like that. And we might see something over here on Onyx. You never know. We might see agreement between the two books. Yeah, I appreciate that, Irish. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the flexibility as always. We'll definitely get to it. No doubt about that. I'm hoping to see that it pops up here. But a 50% boost is very good, and it's definitely something you want to take advantage of. So unfortunately, like with Craig Porter, like this would be a play I'd be interested in because we know that Onyx copies DraftKings. Like here's a play right here. Pistons, Cavs, Craig Porter over 4.5 assists. That's a really good edge compared to Pinnacle and to Onyx. See if we have anything else. Here we go. Jalen Tyson over on his player-made threes. Again, I know it's his SGP where two plays are together, but that 50% boost is definitely going to be able to overcome what we're seeing here. Getting at minus 140 right now, which looks really nice. Okay. And that's really it at the moment between the agreement between FanDuel and Pinnacle. So the last thing that we can do is just come over here, drop this down to 50% because we already have two plays. And then I could say, show me DraftKings and show me Onyx. Porter over on assist. Tyson over on threes. We just need one more. If you see this happening, guys, where this loading bar, there we go. I was going to say, if it's not working, there we go. And then Holland. This is actually an SGP. Holland under on points and rebounds. Under on rebounds for Holland. Normally you get ripped off. No, they moved to minus 104, so that's not nearly as good. The points and rebounds play, though, I'll grab that. We're looking at the under here, okay? They won't let me combine certain selections. Interesting. It's also kind of a pain in the butt that all these plays are just in the Pistons game. So we're in on Tyson. We're in on Craig Porter. Here we go. How about Michael Porter Jr.? No, we can't. We need to find the logo that pops up next to each other. Maybe Derek White. What about this Michael Porter Jr. play? Demon, under on rebounds, or Demon, however you say this dude's last name. They'll let us do that. Take his under on his rebounds. Tyson moved to minus 145. I'm not worried about that. This is a $25 max bet for me, because that's all they'll let me play on this. Survey says we get it. Awesome. I'll share the link with you guys here. Okay. All right, so we're in on this 3-leg parlay. The under, the over, and the over. So there we go. There we go. And I'm almost positive that Craig Porter Jr. plays on the Cavs. And so we would really love, there could be a little bit of correlation here. Yes, he does. Porter sets up Tyson for 2 threes. Hey, we get some assists. We get some threes. That could be really nice. $25 pays us out a total of $167. Craig Porter Jr. is a very good play. Michael Porter Jr. is not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. And then, and then we're getting a 50% boost. You want to put this on sharp? Okay, lower edge play, but 50% is really solid. All right. Last up, we want to take a look at some football plays for tomorrow. EPL, all the big plays. So let's look at soccer. D. Vigging to Pinnacle. Mainline markets. What do we got? A lot of moneyline 3-way options. For my Fanatics people, this is Greece. This is on Sunday. Honestly, if you have a healthy Fanatics account, don't bet this, because not many casual sports bettors are betting a Greece soccer moneyline 3-way play that doesn't happen for another couple days. Now, over here for Argentina on FanDuel, I don't mind that. But the problem here is Pinnacle's only taking about $675. And I'd rather bet some totals. $85 here on No Vig. Go bet this, guys. This is La Liga. Pinnacle's taking $5K on this. $85, that's an auto bet. Auto bet for me. Got some unders here over on Hard Rock, okay? What else do we got? $68. Burnley, Brentford. Bet this. Under 2.5 goals. $68 on No Vig. Auto bet. Just go bet those. No questions asked. 3-way money line for EPL. Again, guys, EPL is the biggest league in the entire world. I would focus on this. Now, Pinnacle's at plus 106 at $4,500. Teeny edge over here at Bet Online, but check that out. And then League One for France. PSG, Monaco. I don't mind that. You can get this at Bet Rivers at plus 115 odds. Lower edge, but again, I don't mind that play. Okay. Guys, that's it. My girlfriend is making me dinner. Guapa? Let's go. Rapido. Yo como. Tu hambre, mi hambre, mucho. Vamos, mi amor. I'm very hungry. So I'm going to go get some dinner and get ready to lock in for some bets tonight, guys. And then tomorrow we'll be on at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then also on Sunday, the same thing. Guys, one thing I will mention, when the time change happens on the weekends, I don't know if I'm going to push the stream back an hour. We'll see. Waking up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning, we'll see about that. I might be trying to make it to like noon, push these out, because basically now with college basketball coming to an end here pretty soon, or we're getting into March Madness, I might be pushing the weekend streams back for like April and whatnot to like maybe a noon Eastern time. So I'm starting at 9 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. just on the weekends. But I'll let you guys know about that. But we're still going to be streaming early in the morning during the weekdays, assuming that the calendar has a lot going on. Otherwise, guys, appreciate the support. Appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully you found some good bets to tail. You make some money. Subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, guys, have an awesome Friday. Talk to you tomorrow. Take care.